Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kana Corey, Chair of the Florida Sports Hall of Fame Board.
Good evening, everyone. If you please take your seats, we'll get the program started. What I love about this group is they love to party. Great. So just to let you know before we get started, we'll be opening up the bar on this side in just a few minutes in case you didn't get a drink earlier. But good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Florida Sports Hall of Fame and our members, welcome to the 2025 Florida Sports Hall of Fame Enshrinement Ceremony. Tonight we gathered to celebrate an extraordinary class of inductees, individuals whose remarkable achievements spanned a wide range of sports and disciplines. Each honoree we recognize this evening has left an indelible mark on Florida's rich sporting history through their talent, perseverance, and commitment to excellence on and off the field. But before we begin tonight's program, I'd like to recognize several of our current Florida Sports Hall of Fame members who are with us tonight. So please stand and be recognized when I call your name. So first, Barry Smith, class of 2022. He brings his own cheering crowd. Next is Henry Lawrence, class of 2012. Henry. Next, we have Pam Oliver from class of 2022. Liza Fitzgerald, class of 2022. And Phil Esposito, class of 2016. We are also honored to have several distinguished guests joining us this evening. Will you please stand as I call your name? Michael Alford, the Athletic Director for Florida State University. Frank Kelleher, the President of NASCAR. Brian Ford, Chief Operating Officer of the Tampa Bay Bucks. Senator Jim Boyd, who was just elected as the incoming President of the Senate. Congratulations again. And former Senate President Bill Galvano, who you'll hear from a little bit later in the program. Bill, thank you. This event would not be possible without the generous support of our partners and our sponsors. Their dedication helps us celebrate tonight's honorees and continue our mission of persevering and promoting the legacy of Florida sports. So please take a moment to review the full list of partners and advisors in our program. I'd also like to extend a very special thank you to Nick Dole. He is the chair of tonight's event. Nick is on our board and has devoted countless hours to ensure that this evening is one that you'll always remember, and we are so grateful for his leadership. Yay, Nick. Additionally, we're joined by several members of our Florida Sports Hall of Fame Board of Directors. So would you please stand as I call your name? Rick Hatcher, our immediate past president. John Rieger, I had to change my script because it has him as secretary, but as this afternoon, he's now chair-elect. John Kearney is our treasurer. He keeps track of all of our money. Dean Baker. Scott Bates. Steve Eves. Chris Nicholas, Gary Pyatt, Tim Ransberger, and Nora Smith, who was elected as secretary this afternoon. So congratulations to Nora. Also, we'd like to acknowledge Ginger Kane, our executive director. She is the glue that keeps us together and makes sure everything runs smoothly. She's a rock star. Thank you, Ginger. So to all of you in the audience, thank you for being here and sharing this special occasion. Tonight we honor not only the accomplishments of our inductees, but the enduring spirit of sportsmanship, legacy, and defines Florida sports legacy. We are thrilled to have you with us as we celebrate these legends of Florida sports and the continued mission of the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. Now it's my honor to introduce Henry Lawrence, class of 2022, to sing our national anthem.
I'm scared. Good evening. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, double bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. God bless her.
It is now my honor to introduce our presenting partner, Elliot Falcone, Executive Director of the Bradenton Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Elliot.
I forgot I was supposed to say something tonight. It's a really special night for us. This is the first ever event in this grand ballroom. Give it up. The honorees tonight, the other Hall of Famers that are in here, you've applied your God-giving ability to the best of the best. We need to acknowledge, especially to our youth, to apply our God-giving ability and finish strong in life, whether you're 24 or 94. What do you think? It's extra special for me, Jim Leland. I'm a Pittsburgher. You're a legendary Pittsburgh Pirate manager. I was an entry-level Pittsburgh Pirate employee. I was a nobody, and you treated me like somebody. And to have you here tonight being honored is so special for me. Thank you so much, Jim. And finally, I'll share a thought with you. We love people that we already love and like. I challenge Elliot and you all to find somebody that you don't like and show them some love. And if you do that consistently, it's powerful, and I promise you it'll make your heart stronger. God bless you all. Thank you.
All right, this year the Florida Florida Sports Hall of Fame is presenting two special awards, a Local Legend and a Visionary Leader Award. It is my honor to present the Local Legend Award to Phil Galvano. His son Bill is here to accept the award. Tonight we honor a remarkable story, one rooted in perseverance, grit, and the unshakable belief that dreams can arise from even the toughest beginnings. Phil was born in 1915 to a Sicilian immigrant and grew up in New York City during the depths of the Great Depression. As a teenager, he became homeless, yet he refused to allow hardships to find him. With few opportunities available, he began working as a caddy on Staten Island, carrying 2 golf bags for 36 holes a day. He's watching players, he taught himself the game, reading, practicing, and slowly building a talent that could not be ignored. Doors didn't always open for him. He was turned away from some clubs that didn't see a golf pro when they looked at him. But Phil Galvano kept going. A small loan from a friend, a niece from J.P. Morgan, allowed him to open an indoor golf studio in New York City. It was modest, even low-tech, but it was enough. And then came the break that changed everything. He began coaching Bob Hope's agent. And then guess what? Then Bob Hope himself. From there, Phil Galvano's star rose quickly. He coached some of the biggest names in entertainment, wrote 2 best-selling books, and even hosted his own golf show on television. In 1969, Phil and his wife Betty moved to Anna Maria Island, where he continued to share his love of the golf and helped develop a local executive course. Together, they raised 6 children: Phil, Elizabeth, Richard, Peter, Mary, and Bill. And all of them followed in his footsteps as a professional golfers, except for one, but he became Senate president, so I guess that's okay. He did good. So tonight we celebrate not only a career, but a legend built on resilience, determination, and an unwavering commitment to the sport he loved. It is my honor to present this award in memory of Phil Galvano. Thank you, Bill, and congratulations to the Galvano family.
Good evening. I'll be brief. Keena, thank you so much. This really means a lot to myself and the Galvano family. This is my son, Michael, Phil's grandson. William. My other son's named Michael. And my dad I used to say to my dad, he'd go, I said, Dad, do you know how old I am? He goes, how should I know? It changes every year. My wife, Julie, and William's girlfriend, Morgan Stewart, is here tonight, so we're very pleased with that. I can't tell you how much this award means to us and to the family, and we miss our father. He's been gone for now 30 years, but I'll share with you how we got in this region, because it's important in a room like this, because I represented this area for 20 years in the legislature, and we have a lot of people here tonight who are not from Manatee County, not from this community. We're so glad you're here, but we're excited as well that you're visiting some new ground. My dad had a very good friend. His name was Bill Moat. Bill Moat and he were best friends in Manhattan. Bill was from this area, so when my father got married, Bill said, come to Anna Maria Island on the west coast of Florida, use back then they didn't even really have condos, my little cottage for your honeymoon. And my parents did that, they loved it, and they made a vow that one day they would return. That was like 1958, 59, and he came back in 1969 and put roots into this community and became a local legend. Thank you.
Nick Doyle is the chair of this year's Enshrinement event, and I would like to ask him to come up and present the Visionary Leader Award.
Okay, hello everyone. My name's Nick Doyle, and I drew the short straw, and I was the chairman this year, so thank you all for coming and supporting us. I'd like to thank Elliot and Mitch at the Convention Center for your support this year. Kevin from Aramark, thank you guys. This wouldn't be possible for everything you've done, and we're really honored. Thank you. We're really honored to be the first event here ever at the new Convention Center. I live down in Venice, so I know how important this is to our communities between Manatee and Sarasota County. So this is only the beginning of greatness for our region. The West Coast is the best coast. So tonight I get the honor of giving an award to a great friend of mine. Whoever thought that Florida would be the hockey capital of the world? Anybody? I know I certainly didn't, but I knew two guys that did. And tonight we're going to honor those two visionaries whose passion and determination forever changed the sports landscape in Florida. NHL legend Phil Esposito, the number 7 all-time goal scorer in the NHL. And who I'm lucky enough to call a great friend, and the esteemed attorney Henry Paul. They're the recipients this year of the Florida Visionary Award, recognizing the instrumental roles bringing professional hockey to Tampa. Through the leadership and perseverance and the belief that Sunshine State could embrace the frozen game, they paved the way for the birth of Tampa Bay Lightning hockey. It's forever changed the landscape in the community, and the pride continues to shine today. So please welcome my friend, the number 7 all-time NHL goal scorer, Phil Esposito, and Mr. Henry Paul, and they're going to tell you exactly how this happened.
Thank you very much. We're going to be brief, but I can tell you this. I get a lot of the accolades, there's no doubt about that, but I would have never, ever did this thing in Tampa if it wasn't for this man. The first meeting I ever had with this guy, it was at the old Malio's. Remember that place? It was quite a joint, I liked it. At the end of the meeting, I don't know, I took a liking to him immediately, and I looked at him, I says, "You think hockey could survive here?" And here's what he said to me. "We love football. We love boxing. We love car crashes. We like wrestling. Seems to me you got it all in hockey." And when he said that, it went ding, ding to me. The biggest problem was where the hell to play. We knew we had to build a building. But if it wasn't for Henry Paul, I don't think I was chosen the Tampa Bay area. And boy, am I so the hell glad that I did. It is the greatest place I've ever lived, and that's the truth. And please, allow the attorney, but my friend, my real good friend, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. I met Phil in March of 1990. In April of 1990, I got engaged. In October of 1990, we got married, and my lovely wife is here, who was our first CFO, and who introduced Phil to his wife, Bridget. And in December, we got the franchise. And I'll just say one thing about, we are the only group that had competition with the CompuWare group. And boy, we could tell the stories. We never went through a day working together where we didn't have a real laugh. I mean, that's the way we worked. We went through all the problems and everything. But to recognize how Phil got this franchise. It was all him. He played the franchise game like he played hockey. He stood in front of the net and took a punishment. Well, he risked everything to get this franchise. And the best story I can tell is when we walked into the Board of Governors room, and the entire Board of Governors stood up on their feet chanting, "Espo, Espo." And immediately John Ziegler, who was president of the league at the time, came up to Phil and hugged him with tears in his eyes and said, "Phil, we did this for you. We have faith in you, and we know you can do it." And he did. Look at how it has changed Tampa Bay. Look at how it's changed Florida. Thank you, Phil, for bringing hockey here. And thank you for letting me tag along.
Thanks, Henry. Hey, how about that picture with dark hair? That was something.
Over here.
Where?
Thank you.
You can break the world here. Thank you very much.
Good evening. The silent auction is closing, so they'll be picking up the sheets. And we're going to get started with the main part of the program. My name is Ginger Kane. I'm the Executive Director of the Florida Sports Hall of Fame, or as some of you in this room know me better as, the one that kept bugging you for guest names, program ads, or logos. Sorry about that, but we really appreciate your support. A couple of people I want to recognize that I forgot to put in the script earlier that are here tonight. William Floyd, who is class of 2024, is here tonight, bar none. We also have a past president with us tonight at the Morgan & Morgan table, Rick Dantzler. Thank you for joining us. That's all right. The impact of sports is profound. Participation can boost confidence, build character, and teach the value of teamwork. Entire communities come together to watch, discuss, brag, and argue about a match, game, or an event. As entertainment, it can provide a sense of normalcy in times of strife, national emergency, or personal tragedy. The incredible power and importance of sports to heal, assimilate, and entertain is recognized by the Florida Sports Hall of Fame with its presentation of the Huell Family Fame for Fitness Award. Each year, we select an individual or organization that closely mirrors our mission of promoting physical fitness awareness, education, and the general health and welfare of children and young adults. This evening, we are recognizing two organizations. The first, Venice Challengers Baseball League. This is a league designed for children who aren't able to play baseball like other children. What began as a handful has grown to over 100 players of all ages. Local community members act as buddies to help challengers bat, run the bases, play the field. Their motto, for all who dream to play but can't in the usual little league way, is a perfect description of the impact they have on their community. Please welcome Mark Riccardi, Kevin Hanley, and some of the Village Challenger Baseball League players as they accept the Huell Family Fame for Fitness Award. Our second award goes to the Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County, an after-school and summer youth development organization serving over 2,500 youth and teens annually. They provide the children of Manatee County a safe place to learn and grow, life-enhancing programs and character-building experiences through a range of programs in 4 areas: academic success, good character and leadership, healthy lifestyles, and life and workforce readiness. Their mission: to enable young people, especially those who need it most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. Please welcome Boys and Girls Clubs of Manatee County Alumni Hall of Fame member and current board chair, Omar Edwards. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the stage our MC for the evening. Fox Sports' Pam Oliver is one of the premier sports reporters on the network television and longest tenured sideline reporter in the NFL, working more than 500 games and numerous Super Bowls. She was a multi-sport high school athlete and a college All-American in track at Florida A&M University. In 2022, she was inducted into the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. This year, she was selected to be inducted into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Yes. And the fact that she does this so generously during the busiest time of her life, football season, is so appreciated. Pam, please come to the stage. Thank you.
Good evening. How are we? Isn't this amazing? I made my schedule clear because I love this event. I love the people associated with it. I appreciate all of the hard work. I respect so much all of the Hall of Famers that are coming in and have been inducted already. There's typically a clock right there that I was going to make a joke about, something about, my producer at Fox, he gets on to me for going over time and for basically talking over the snap. But we're not going to do that tonight. If anything, when I MC something, it's efficient. So, all right? And that's no disrespect whatsoever. It's I just want to make sure we give everybody their time and their due as far as this goes. I appreciate the invitation to come back. I had such a great time last year emceeing, and I will come back anytime you ask me. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to start the show.
Has spent 17 seasons at the head coach of the Florida State University softball program, guiding the Seminoles back into one of the nation's best teams. After 7 Women's College World Series appearances from 1987 to 2004, the Seminoles have returned to the final sight of women's collegiate softball 5 times in the last 9 complete seasons: 2014, 2016, 2018, 2021. And 2023, including winning the program's first NCAA National Championship in 2018. They finished as WCWS runner-up in 2021 and 2023, and also found themselves in the finals in 2014 and 2016. They have had 8 consecutive trips to the NCAA Super Regionals. Florida State had earned 7 ACC regular season/division titles in a row and 6 straight ACC tournament titles, and now owns 19 ACC championships. FSU has played in the NCAA postseason every year under Alameda, and is one of only 7 schools to participate in the NCAA tournament in every season since 2000. Since Alameda has made Tallahassee her home, she has led the Seminoles to 15 ACC championship game appearances in 17 years, with titles in 2011, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, and 2023.
Let's chat. That video gave me chills.
Me too.
To have that kind of success annually. 17 years in, almost 2 decades we're talking about. Tell me about the challenge, though, of remaining stellar.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. This is really cool. And thank you for being here.
Yes.
It's really, really cool. So, wow. Yeah, stellar. I'm far from stellar. I am who I am. I think that's something that I just really love about our program and the game of softball. It's just very family oriented, and even though we're vicious and we want to get out there and we want to win at the highest level, but we just really love the game, and I think when you just keep pouring into it, it gives back. And we've been in a good position many years in a row, and we're going to keep getting after it this year too.
Absolutely. I have no doubt whatsoever. Tell me just about some of your athletes. What they give, the way you guide them and direct them, eventually that spotlight will dim. So how do you make sure that they're ready on and off the field?
Yeah, well, Devin and Cass are here. I got a couple athletes here right now, so shout out to that. That explains to you right there. And their parents are here too. And I think anyone that's involved in sports knows the dedication it goes to be involved from a youth level all the way up. And I think what's so great is when you realize that there's this transformational side to the game, and we talk about it a lot. We're all hunting transaction. Everyone's hunting transaction. Everybody wants W's, and I know we all love that, but we all realize how much you can grow as a person. And I think that, I really try to live at the crossroads, and it inspires me daily to see them grow, and I'm so proud of them. And I think that's what's truly special about sport, is you learn so much about yourself. So I think what keeps their light going and what keeps my light going is the fact that we know every day we get a chance to grow as a human, and then we get to play the game at a high level.
Grow as a person. Mm-hmm. That's something else that gives me chills, because you have these young women in your grasp for 4 years, and to see them progress and grow into young women, grow into fine athletes. I know from my experience in athletics that my coach was just everything to me, and I'm sure a lot of these young women feel the same way about you. But just tell me about how you accept and receive from your athletes.
Yeah, this year was probably one of the biggest ones, and I'm not going to cry, but just seeing how many people, well, I probably am going to cry, but seeing how many people pour back into me and my journey. Dang it, I wasn't going to cry. Just how many people, so we talk about family a lot, and I think a lot of people talk about family a lot, but it's when you get adversity, when that hits, that's when family really shows up. And that's exactly what happened. And every single alumni, even people that, at Florida State that didn't play under me still showed up, and supported my journey. And, it's been an incredible one. And all the love for my new pixie cut is pretty awesome.
It
so I
looks
appreciate that.
fantastic.
But I think that's the biggest thing to me is, we as coaches and people that are involved in athletics, we want the growth for the young ones. And then when they give back to you as you get older in your career and things happen and they give back to you, you realize that you've been living family for a long time. And I'm just so appreciative of that.
Because they relish the opportunity to support you and to be strong and to be there for you, based on some things that I read and saw. So that's probably no surprise to you whatsoever. How did you feel about that when that time came when you had to tell them what was happening?
It was tough. It was tough to tell the staff. It was tough. I remember sitting in my administrator's office, and Cindy Hartman, who's here, and I'm like, just telling her like, I got breast cancer and I'm just going to tell the team and then I'm going to be done and we're going to move on. And she's like, that's not happening. And I was like, oh, dang it, and it didn't. And it was but now I meet so many people. I've met probably 5 people here tonight that have just been warriors and battling through cancer. And, I think that I didn't know this new fraternity sorority I was going to get to be a part of and how many people have jumped in and helped me out. And, it's been awesome. So it was tough to tell the team, but there was 3 players that shared that their family's been going through it, and other players of other teams have shared that they have people going through it. And so it just really inspired me, the journey, and there are just some amazing people that have battled cancer and they're warriors, and it's tough, and those that are caregivers, it's even tougher for you, and my hat's off to you because it's a really, really challenging journey, but there are some amazing people and the support that, I got from the Tallahassee community, Florida State, softball, just everyone has just really uplifted me for sure.
Thank you for sharing that, because I know you want to keep it on the game.
Real, yeah.
Keep it real, keep it on the game. So just to lighten the mood just a little bit, what can we expect from the Florida State women's softball team next year?
Right around the corner for us. We just finished. We're going to be fast. We're young. I'm so excited. We've got some young freshmen, and I graduated 9 seniors last year, and we have 9 freshmen, and you always love the seniors when they leave because they're just ready to take on the world because they're experienced, and they're so proud of what they gave to the program. And then you get these freshmen, these bright-eyed, bushy-tailed freshmen, and you're excited for their next 4 years. And so our upperclassmen have been great. But we're going to be a fast little team, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and they're going to have a lot of support. And we play down here in Clearwater, which is awesome. We have a lot of support for people in this area too for the game, and so grateful that our game is on TV a lot, and we try to really support that as much as we can. And so we've got a lot of good players that can showcase a really good game of softball.
She'll be successful yet again, promise you that. Lonnie, thank you so much. Congratulations, and we've got something for you.
Thank you.
Born in Venice, Florida, Trey Burton attended Venice High School, where he was a standout dual-threat quarterback for the Venice Indians.
I know you're committed to Florida. You're definitely going out there to see the guy that you'll be following the footsteps of one day, right? Yes, sir. That Tebow guy. I heard he's pretty good.
He received a scholarship to attend the University of Florida, where he played for Coach Urban Myers and Will Muschamp, Florida Gators football teams, from 2010 to 2013. Originally recruited as a quarterback in Myers' spread offense.
And Trey Burton lines up at the quarterback spot. Takes the direct snap, and Burton going to try and run up the middle of the field, and he'll take it all the way in. Touchdown! Oh my!
He played several positions for the Gators, including wide receiver, tight end, fullback, and quarterback. As a freshman, he broke Tim Tebow's team record for touchdowns in a game with 6 during a 48-14 victory over Kentucky. In 50 career games with Florida, he had 720 rushing yards, 976 receiving yards, and 20 total touchdowns. He was signed by the Philadelphia Eagles as an undrafted rookie free agent in 2014 and won Super Bowl 52 with the team in his final season, helping to execute the Philly Special. Burton also played for the Chicago Bears
down to the 60 is Trey Burton.
And the Indianapolis Colts.
For the end zone, trying to make the catch. It's Trey Burton. Got the feet in for the touchdown. One rushing touchdown. One receiving touchdown for Trey Burton.
All right, Trey. I see you. Nice walk-up music. Let's go Gators. I saw you walk in with your beautiful family. At one point when football ended, you said you weren't going to be a lifer anyway. You're there now, your dad, your husband. Just tell me about making that transition.
Yeah, I mean, the transition at first is always tough, you know, because you're so like regimented in a schedule and those type of things. And then when you're done, you can do whatever you want, you know. And so it's kind of tough to start out with, but I've always wanted to be around my kids, my wife, and just be involved and coach and hang out and be there, practice, games, you know, you name it. So it's just really, really special, and I'm glad I'm able to do it.
Let's talk about your journey to the NFL, undrafted. That can be difficult, you don't know, but the Eagles saw something in you that they really liked. Tell me a little bit just about your journey into the NFL. You know, not being drafted can crush someone, but you took advantage of whatever opportunities you got.
Yeah, being undrafted is tough. You know, I got invited to a rookie minicamp, which is basically you're guaranteed on the team for a weekend, right? And you got to make the team. And so I ended up making the team during that weekend and just getting an opportunity to play. I was extremely fortunate to have unbelievable veteran guys, you know, guys like Brent Selleck and Zach Ertz and you name it. And they invested their time in me. They could have easily been like, hey, you're a tight end, you're a rival technically, or you're a competitor, and I'm not going to help you at all. But they were like the complete opposite of that. And they couldn't have been better, you know, to me, and they helped me so much learn how to be a pro and all those type of things. And so I was just really thankful to have a great group of guys, you know, who were able to, you know, lift me up and teach me how to do it.
You know, I've been at this for like 100 years, so
Yeah, sure.
I know everybody that you're talking about. You can't talk about Trey Burton without talking about the Philly Special. We touched on it just a little bit there, but just looking back on that special moment, it's one of the greatest plays in the history of the Super Bowl. Can you walk people through the Philly Special?
Yeah, so we were the number 1 overall seed in the NFC that year, and we had a bye week going into the playoffs. And Doug Peterson asked all the offensive coaches to figure out or find a trick play that they wanted to run during the playoff run. Obviously, you don't know if you're going to the Super Bowl or not, so they wanted to run it against the divisional championship against Atlanta. And so all the coaches, you know, came up with their own individual trick play. And Press Taylor, who was the quarterback assistant coach, I think most recently was the offensive coordinator for the Jaguars. He found the Philly Special. Some college team ran it, and we installed it, and we practiced it every single week going into the playoff game. Had no clue that we were going to call it in the Super Bowl, obviously. I knew, like, when we were playing Atlanta that we might have called it in a certain situation, so I'm standing next to Doug, like, hoping that he calls it then. Obviously, he didn't call it. Then the next week we play Minnesota, and I'm standing next to Doug again, like, hey, are we going to call this or no? And then the Super Bowl comes around, and it's as if, like, we never even installed the play. I never even thought about it for 1 second, and I'll just never forget, like, my tight end coach looking at me and was like, hey, you're in. And I go in, and Nick calls the play. I had no clue what the play was, thankfully. Probably would have screwed it up if I would have known. But yeah, Nick calls the play in the huddle, and one of the wide receivers, he says, like, Philly Special, like as if he had never heard of it or never ran it, I guess, in one of the practices. And we're like, yeah, bro, just run across. And long story short, we ran the play, and it worked out.
Trey Burton, Super Bowl champion. How does that feel, sound? Where's the ring? I
had to bring it out tonight. I normally don't. My wife, I forgot it. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot it this afternoon. And my wife came down after she picked the kids up from school, and she like threw it on my chest, and I was like, oh, thank the Lord you brought it.
You're the 50th Gator, apparently, to be inducted into the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. Just tell us what this night means to you to be inducted into the Florida Sports Hall of Fame.
It means a ton. I mean, especially being here in Manatee County. I'm from Sarasota County, just the county south of here. Played a lot of games against Manatee High School and high school basketball and football. Braden River, you name it. It means a lot, not just to be here and kind of be where I'm from, but to be able to have the crew that I have at my table. I have my head coach, John Peacock, and defense coordinator, who's now the athletic director, Larry Shannon here, which is really special guys to me, and having my two brothers, Clay and Jake, and then also having Jess at the table with my family. It means a lot to me to be able to celebrate this with them, because I wouldn't be here without those guys.
What do you want people to know about you?
I hope that people, and I really hope that all athletes, think the same way that I was able to, use your sport as an opportunity to excel your platform, off the field. So, just something like that. I hope they don't remember me for sports. I understand that the Philly Special will obviously be a big part of it, but, I hope people realize, some of the stuff that we've been able to do, my wife and I, off the field, and, enjoy that.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Born in Sarasota, Clyde Metcalf returned to his high school alma mater in 1981 to serve as the head baseball coach. In the 41 seasons that followed, the Florida State University graduate coached teams to an incredible 950 wins. He led the Sailors to 23 district championships, 14 appearances in the state Final Four, of which the Sailors won 6 times: 1987, 1989, 1993, 1994, 1996, 2007. His teams were also named national champions in 1989 and 1993 by USA Today. An astounding 210 of his players went on to play collegiate baseball, and 72 have gone on to play professionally. 16 former players reached the major leagues. Clyde is a 3-time recipient of the National Coach of the Year Award. He was inducted into the Florida Athletic Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2009 and the Florida High School Athletic Hall of Fame in 2019. In 2022, he was appropriately inducted into the Sarasota High School Hall of Fame.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I can't call you Clyde because you're Coach Metcalf. Can't call you Clyde.
You can call me Clyde if you'd like, but Coach is okay.
Okay, Coach is just fine. What's the part that's made your job, your life's work, bigger than baseball?
There's other high school coaches out here. I think it's relationships you develop over 47 years. I got to work with so many incredible young men beyond the baseball field, tried to guide them, make them better students, make them better student athletes. And the most rewarding part is really just the fact that the relationships you develop as a high school coach last forever.
Yep.
They last forever. And, being a local kid and a lot of the kids stay in the area, I've been very fortunate to, be a part of their lives as they became adults and in turn coach their kids. So it's been a great journey.
Lessons.
I think the lesson to be learned, first of all, I'd like to say this, that number one, this is an incredible honor. And it's a really incredible honor for me because I know how many great high school coaches there are that put in so much work. I think the greatest lesson is that you set a standard for the kids, you have an expectation, you hold them accountable, and you make sure they understand that there's life beyond baseball. Baseball ends, I guess, for everyone but Jim Leland. Jim gets to keep doing this, but baseball ends, and it's what do you make out of your life beyond that? And you try to teach them the importance of family. You try to teach them the importance of their education. You try to teach them any values that you can to make them better people.
How fortunate do you feel to have worked your whole life at something that you love? A lot of people don't get that.
The day I retired, I told my wife of 50 years, who is the backbone of our family, but I told her I don't know that I ever had a bad day because I got to go to a baseball field at the end of every day. I taught for 40 years and be with kids that wanted to be there, kids that valued what we were doing, kids that enjoyed it, and kids that poured their heart into it. And being around young people keeps you young. It really does. And I feel very fortunate because I never really felt I had a bad day.
That's amazing. Legacy. And the legacy that you clearly left: high school, baseball, Sarasota High, Sarasota community as well. You obviously love your hometown, your joint.
Never left.
Never left. But just a legacy, do you think in those terms?
No, I don't. Every year was a different year. Every group of kids was a different group of kids. And, we worked just as hard if we thought we were going to have a great team or a not so great team. I hope the legacy is simply that I was a family-oriented guy, and that's a pretty good way to live your life. I've got 3 wonderful children. My daughter's in Tallahassee about to have a baby. We coaxed her husband down here. I don't know how, but
yeah, where is this guy?
Yeah, he may be going home. But I worked with my daughter for 21 years. She was my strength coach. I got to coach my son, who was a catcher for us for 3 years. He's still involved in baseball. He's in the Detroit Tigers organization. I hope my legacy is my family. I've got 3 grandchildren right now that are 2 10th graders and a senior at Sarasota High. They'll be the 4th generation to graduate. So my legacy is my family. My legacy is my family and my players and what they're contributing to the community.
You've done great, kid.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
A 15-time AMA motocross champion, Ricky Carmichael is considered the GOAT in the sport of motocross.
But unlike other sports where the GOAT moniker is debatable, because someone is at least statistically comparable to a previous generation, when it comes to motocross, no such debate exists, because there are no comparisons.
What isn't there to like about a two-stroke? They're insane. They're fun to ride, sound good, smell good.
In 1996, he concluded a record-setting run in the amateur ranks by capturing his 9th AMA Amateur National Championship. At the prestigious Loretta Lynn's Dude Ranch, he accumulated a total of 67 amateur motocross national championships. He got his first taste of professional motocross in 1996, when he earned the AMA Motocross Rookie of the Year award. His 15 championships are a record, as are his 150 career wins. He had 2 perfect seasons, and is the only rider to go undefeated in the 125 SX Series. He's also been named AMA Rider of the Year a record 5 times. After accomplishing all there was on 2 wheels, he looks to 4 wheels for his newest challenge. He transitioned to stock car racing, competing in the ARCA Racing Series and NASCAR Camping World Truck Series between 2008 and 2011. He secured multiple top 10 finishes before returning focus to motocross-related ventures. Today, Carmichael remains active in the motocross industry, involving himself in track design and commentating on Supercross broadcasts. In 2021, he announced his partnership with Triumph Motorcycles in the development of their new off-road line.
I have to start by asking you, what's it like to fly through the air on a motorcycle? Because it's crazy cool. It's beautiful to watch, but a little scary.
Yeah, it's when you start doing it at 5 years old, it's just kind of natural, if you will, and it's crazy. Like when you're racing and at a higher level, it's the object isn't to go very high; it's to stay as low and and have as much forward momentum as possible, because that's what creates speed. So it's I don't think of it really. It's just kind of natural.
How are you able to just dominate? We saw the tape. We saw your accomplishments.
Mm-hmm.
How are you able to dominate? I read something you said, all in, no distractions, eat, sleep, breathe it.
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. So I started riding motorcycles when I was 5 years old. And I was taught from a very young age from my parents, do it right, don't do it at all. I had a lot of great people. And this is like when I was coming here, and I'm very honored to be here amongst the Florida Sports Hall of Fame, especially for the traditional sports. You know, I'm a motorsports guy, so to be able to come into a Hall of Fame where it's all sports and just not motorsports, it's very humbling, I should say. So congratulations to all the inductees. But just going back to basics, my mom and dad taught me do it right, don't do it at all. And outside of the talent that I had on a dirt bike, I was able to recognize the sacrifices that my parents made. And I was able to recognize that at a very young age. And I almost feel like that was a gift more than the talent that I had to race a motorcycle. And I just, honestly, I never wanted to let them down. And there's a lot of times like I just did it for them and not for myself. And yeah, again, do it right or don't do it at all.
Sacrifices such as?
Well, I mean, financial, number one. You know, we didn't. Yeah, it's very expensive sport. You know, motorcycles, a motorhome, a trailer, traveling across the country.
And you were how old?
It's a lot. I was started at 5, but when I got to the point that we're talking about, probably 7 or 8 years old, until I turned professional. Yeah, it's almost like in traditional sports, it's almost like travel ball, if you will. You know, it's like you have your local and then you go to travel and you're going all over the place. And, you know, like, we didn't grow up with much, and I realized that, well, I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to have a little more than that. And, you know, my mom would work the concession stands. They'd waive our sign-up fees, and my dad was just an electrician. That was his trade. So I just, that was the sacrifices, and of course the safety factor. It's no secret that the speeds are high. There's a lot of velocity there, and gravity never changes, so speed and gravity can be tricky sometimes.
Just give us a sense of where your sport can go. You talk about traditional sports, but where can your sport grow?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question, and I'm so lucky to be where I'm at now and see how far it's grown since I retired from racing in 2007 when, you know, we were on ESPN, but it was a next day delay, and now we're live on NBC and in Peacock, and everyone can just watch it, and we have that generation that, you know, the streaming platform, I mean, the sky's the limit. We have incredible personalities with young and up-and-coming riders now, and it's so fun to watch them grow and build the sport. And, you know, you think about Feld Motorsports, who puts on Supercross, the promoters of Supercross that give us this great platform to, you know, these riders to go out and display their talents. It's incredible. And again, we're live on Peacock every single weekend. And for me to be an analyst for NBC, to spread that word and share something that I'm so passionate about, and give someone that may not know what a dirt bike is or never seen a motorcycle rider, to share that experience with them is fun. It's the sky is the limit. It really is, and it's a younger sport compared to traditional sports, and the growth that we've seen is absolutely incredible.
Keeping yourself involved as a broadcaster, that has to be really sweet.
It is. It's something that I just kind of stumbled upon, and I don't know that I make a lot of friends with the riders and the athletes. If I'm being honest, I had my boss tell me one time, "Listen, you got to tell it how it is." And I've done that, and I've been honest. But it's easy to tell what everyone is doing and these riders are doing when I'm so passionate about it. It's fun. It's different on the other side of the handlebars, I should say. But it's something that I'm super passionate about. And I feel like I can share those experiences and share those knowledges with people coming in, capturing new audiences, and give these young athletes the credit that they deserve, especially for the risks that they take. And it's a real sport. We're accessible. We're one of the most accessible sports ever. And it's a great family sport as well. And it's been a lot of fun on that side on the broadcast side of the world.
Can't beat them, join them.
That's right. Yeah, pretty much.
That's what they say.
That's right.
There you go.
That's
Congratulations to you.
Yes, thank you.
It's
thank you
wonderful.
very much. Thank you.
I enjoyed.
Thank you.
Wills spent 18 seasons in the Rays radio booth, partnering with Andy Freed to form a broadcast team that was wildly popular with the team's fans.
What an incredible start to the second half. The energy here in the stadium is absolutely electric tonight.
Wills created a few signature, instantly recognizable calls when on play-by-play duty.
Those are just some of the countless classic calls from the late, great Dave Wills,
including his roaring refrain immediately following every victory.
Rays win! Rays win! Rays win!
And his exaggerated
He struck him out
after every K by a Rays pitcher. And perhaps many fans have committed Wills's call of the final out from Game 7 of the 2008 American League Championship Series to memory, when Boston's Jed Lowry grounded into a force out to Akinori Iwamura.
Swinging a ground ball to second, this should do it. Aki has it, takes it to second himself. This improbable season has another chapter to it. The Rays are going to the World Series.
A Chicago native who grew up as a huge White Sox fan, Wills spent 11 seasons as part of the White Sox radio broadcast team prior to joining the Rays before the 2005 season. Wills's radio broadcasting career began with 4 years as the first play-by-play voice of the Kane County Cougars, a former Marlins and Orioles affiliate, from 1991 to 95. He was the radio voice of the Illinois Chicago men's basketball team from 1997 to 2005, and anchored the pre- and post-game shows for Notre Dame football and basketball. Wills was particularly known for his big personality and his ability to connect with fans off the air. His sudden death on March 5th, 2023, was a blow to his entire fan base.
Longtime radio broadcaster Dave Wills. He died in his sleep Sunday morning at the age of 58.
The fans went nuts, and the broadcasters really helped with all of that. That was so memorable.
On April 14th, 2024, Wills was inducted into the Tampa Bay Rays Hall of Fame, the fourth individual to be inducted after Don Zimmer, Wade Boggs, and Carl Crawford.
We're going to bring up Mark. Come on up, Mark. Mark Topkin He is the Rays beat writer for the Tampa Bay Times, and he's going to talk to us more about Dave. How are you? How are you? What would he think of all this?
He'd kind of laugh. Yeah, he'd be like, "Why are we doing all this fancy stuff? Let's just have the party." That would definitely be how he would think. Yeah. He'd be in his Hawaiian shirt and probably have a Bud Light, and then he'd want to know when we got to the real party, the after party. He wasn't much for formality.
What are some of your favorite memory stories about Dave?
You want me to tell them publicly?
Oh, like that. I know about you writers anyway.
Look, I'm good journalist. I brought some notes here, but
Okay, sure.
Dave was a good broadcaster. He was a really good broadcaster, but he was a great friend. He was a great husband, father, family man, companion. He kept great company, too. That was something Andy Freed, his partner, always said, is Dave was good company. He was a good hang. And he wanted everyone to have a great time. And some people in his role, and you know, maybe you too, like you go out and you're in the public eye. So when you go out to dinner or for a drink after a game or whatever it is, you don't really want to be on, right? You want to kind of sit at your table and enjoy your meal or enjoy your beverage or enjoy your friends that are with you. Not Dave. He loved the attention. He loved the people. He loved to make that connection. And in case you didn't know who he was, he usually wore one of those gaudy AL championship rings. He had the 2008. He'd let you try it on. It'd be at a bar with him, and you'd see the ring go just down the bar, people trying it on. And he had the trust he'd get it back, and he always did. But he just wanted everyone to have a good time, and he attracted people. I think Stu Sternberg, the former owner of the Rays, said, Dave never met a stranger. And think about that for a second. Because he felt like he knew everyone. He wanted everyone to be his friend, and that was just a great thing about Dave. Sometimes it took forever to leave that bar because he had like 10 more people he wanted to talk to, but he just had this magnetism about him, this charisma, this generosity with his time, and wanted really everyone, as I said, to have a great time.
What made him a great broadcaster?
Well, he played the game, which he would tell you pretty much every day if you forgot or anything. And he played in college. He coached. He worked in the minor leagues, as it said on the video there. But I think beyond the technical aspect, Pam, I think it was, and you have it, others have it, you have that love for the game. You have that love for the work. It's not really going to work, right? I mean, Dave, he had another saying, and he had applied to work. He said he felt like he lived and worked in life's candy store. And that's how he treated his job. He treasured every day he got to go to the ballpark. And he took losses hard. I mean, if they lost, he was down in the dumps at least until maybe a couple of Tito's after the game. But, I mean, when the Rays won, and that Rays win, I know they played that. I mean, that was real. I mean, he rode that roller coaster. Your athletes are told, don't ride the roller coaster, right? Dave rode that roller coaster, and that was part of wanting to enjoy every moment.
You have wonderful notes there. I don't want you to leave out anything. Any closing remarks you want to make about Dave?
Well, I was going to say it was funny how he got the job. I watched a bunch of the videos. I thought you might ask me that. But they had taken applications. They were changing radio broadcasters going into the 2005 season. They got hundreds of applications, as you would expect. A great place to work, right, in Florida, called Major League Baseball. And Rick Vaughn, our good friend, who used to be the PR director of the Rays, they'd cut the field to 10. This was back when you listened to the tapes, right? So they had an all-day meeting at the Trop. They cut the field to 10. Rick went back to pack up. It was his recorder. He bought it like from his daughter or something. He brought it to the office so they could listen to the tapes. So he's back in there, and the mail person who works at the Trop comes in and says, hey, Mr. Vaughn, you got a package. And Rick goes, well, I'll open it. It looked like it might be a tape, right? So he opens it, pops it in, listens to about 3 minutes. He goes, this is as good as anyone we have. He called back the members of this group, this committee, played it for them. A few minutes later, they had 11 finalists for the job. and Dave ends up getting the job. Right. So that was a pretty cool story, just how this all happened. And like I said just at the beginning, Dave was a really good broadcaster, but he was a great person.
What will you miss forever?
Probably him teasing me. Yeah, another one of his slogans was, basically, if you like love someone, you're going to tease them, right? So he was really good at that. He must have loved a really lot of people because he teased a really lot of people. So that was another one of his things. But yeah, just that companionship, just to tell him that, you know, literally would make fun of anytime I did an event or if I was doing a TV pregame hit or something. Oh, you better get that suit jacket back in the morning, right? Or if I had gel in my hair, which I literally did tonight only for that purpose, or to tribute to Dave. But they just missed that, right? I mean, you miss them, of course, overall. But look, you travel on the road with a baseball team. There were many days, not just a couple days, where I had not just lunch or just dinner, but lunch and dinner with Dave or Dave and Andy or some combination like that. And, you know, they're more than just your friends. And there's days when, you know, you're working and you have to kind of, hey, I got to do this, you got to do that. But you always knew that you had that bond. And I'm just going to miss that companionship and his great way about him and wanting to make sure that everyone always had a great time.
Mark, thanks for doing this. I know it wasn't easy for you or the family. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Jim Lee Land led the Florida Marlins to the 1997 World Series championship over the Cleveland Indians.
Into center field. The Florida Marlins have won the World Series.
And previously won 3 straight division titles, 1990, 1991, and 1992, with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He is one of only 11 managers to lead 3 different teams to the postseason. With the Tigers' victory in the 2006 American League Championship Series, Lee Land became the 7th manager in history to win pennants in both the National and American Leagues. Lee Land is a 3-time Manager of the Year award winner, twice in the National League, 1990 and 1992, and once in the American League, 2006. He managed the United States national team at the 2017 World Baseball Classic, leading the team to its first gold medal finish. On December 3rd, 2023, Lee Land was elected to the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Come on over, Jim. How are you? Looking fly.
All right.
Oh, check it out. No sock look.
There you go.
There you go. Let's start at the beginning. How did you start managing in baseball? Was that something that was a passion, an ambition?
Well, I played as most youngsters did, and then I got an opportunity to sign with the Detroit Tigers in the fall of 1963, and it became my professional career, and I've been in it ever since. And ironically, I got my first major league manager's job 40 years ago today with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, listen to that. Baseball is long and it's grueling, but what do you want people to love about the game that you love?
I think the biggest thing is that no 2 games are alike. So it's not a matter where you come on Wednesday and you see a particular baseball game and then you come back on Thursday and it could be a totally different game. As a manager, you have to understand that you don't win the game on Wednesday necessarily the same way you do on Thursday. So you have to make adjustments as it goes on. And you want to keep the people excited about the game, and I think they're doing a better job of that now, getting the people more involved. They've sped up the game some, because there's times when it can become a little boring. There's no question about that. And I think baseball has made a good effort to try to take care of that.
Some of the players that you managed, who stands out?
Well, I've had quite a few.
You've had some.
The best player I ever managed was Barry Bonds. There's no question about that. Gary Sheffield, Larry Walker, Miguel Cabrera, Maglio Ordonez. I could go on and on and on about the star players that I managed, but they were just part of the team. A big part of the team, obviously, during the course of the game, but all 25 players were very important to me. I think it took the entire team to have some success. And I always preached, even though those 25 may have different personalities, I always preached at the end of the day, we need to have one heartbeat as a team. And that's the thing I always tried to do as a manager. As I said at the Hall of Fame, I wanted to keep my players come to the clubhouse, make it a fun place to come and a great place to work.
97, you win it all. How do you process that in a moment? We saw the joy on your face, obviously, but looking back on that, it's so special and it's so hard to do.
There's no question about that, and I had a little bit of a complex because we had some opportunities at Pittsburgh to win it, and we did not. We did not get by the Atlanta Braves or the Cincinnati Reds one time. So to finally get it done in Florida, it was kind of bittersweet because we won the World Series in 1997, and in 1998 they totally tore the team apart, and we had a terrible year. But to finally get over that hump, and so-called and sportscasters and everybody said, well, they finally won the big one. It's a relief, but it's a joy that I don't think you could ever explain to anybody, including my wife. I don't think I could ever explain the feeling that you have inside when you realize that you're the champions of the world and you're just a part of it.
Let's move on to just kids today in baseball. Do you have concerns there? Are there some things that you wish were better to feed that system, feed baseball?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of stress on the young players today because they have all these travel leagues and they play so much. They travel all over the world. It's an expensive thing for the parents, which I think is very tough as well. So I think that you got to be careful that we don't burn our kids out. When I grew up, I played all three sports, and I really think to this day that that's better. I know that football can be a year-round project with weightlifting and everything, and all these sports have become, one sport, one player, and not playing all the other sports. I really don't think that's healthy for the young people. I think it's good. I think it's good to play several different sports.
You are far from retired. Give us a sense and let us know what you're up to.
Well, I'm still a special assistant to the general manager, the president of Detroit Tigers, and I also work for Commissioner Manfred out of the commissioner's office as an advisor. So I think it's 62 years now I've been involved with professional baseball, and I only hope that I've given back to baseball what baseball gave to me.
Absolutely. That's a perfect way to end there, Jim. Congratulations on everything. You've been one of my favorites. You scare me just a little bit, but I got to tell you, thank you.
I don't know after I get the ball what takes place.
He just puts his shoulder down and just runs.
Mike Allstott played 12 years for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, including the Super Bowl winning 2002 season. At fullback, he was a 6-time Pro Bowl selection, the most appearances for an offensive player in the team's history.
There's no I can't. You have everybody's hopes and dreams in your arm.
He was named to the NFL All-Pro team 4 times. He rushed for more than 5,000 yards during his career, averaging 3.7 yards per carry. Nicknamed A-Train, Allstott was known as a powerful runner, making a career of gaining the tough yards. His bruising style and knack for finding the end zone helped him become the Buccaneers' all-time leader in total touchdowns, 71, and rushing touchdowns, 58. He ranks second all-time on the club's rushing list with 5,088 yards. His career 305 receptions places him third in team history. He also is third on the Bucs' career scoring list with 432 points. The first non-kicker in team history to surpass 400 points. He joined the Buccaneers Ring of Honor in 2015. In 2007, Allstott and his family formed the Mike Allstott Family Foundation, whose mission is to uplift the minds, hearts, and spirits of families and children on their way to realizing their full potential through various events, assistance programs, and celebrations.
A-Train is in the building. A-Train's in the building. I don't know how
Hello.
much your playing weight was, but those shoulder pads had to weigh at least 10 pounds.
Helmet
Those
was
things
more.
are humongous. We're even activating the smoke machine for you. That's how excited we are.
I love it.
That you're here. You know what? You were just such a punishing runner. The video spelled it out, but where deep in that heart did all of that come from? That I'm going to play the game, we're going to play it this way, you're going to get everything I have.
Man, I get emotional. You know, when you're in second grade, right, and they ask you to write your first paper, right, and you know how to write cursive and everything like that, and you have to write your first what you want to do when you grow up, right, who you want to become. So I write this paper. I want to go to Joliet Catholic Academy, where I grew up in south suburb of Chicago, and then I want to go to Division I and get a Division I scholarship. And then I want to go play in the NFL. How old are you when you're in second grade? I don't know, just a lot of heart, a lot of just determination, right? But you know what? The best thing about it is, that's why I get emotional, though. It's like, I had a lot of people in my life that helped me. You know what I mean? A lot of people throughout my time, from from the day I played when I was 6 years old to when I retired when I was 35. And now even more in the community, as our foundation, our family foundation with my kids, and we just love helping people and being around people and making a difference.
Before we continue on with football, I want to know more about the foundation. And because you could have just, taken the fame, the glory, and, gone and had a good time. But you made sure to give back to your community, and you're still doing that. What drives that?
Well, when I came in the league in '96, we had a great mentor, Coach Dungy, right? The whole Buccaneers organization and Coach Dungy inspired us a little. We had a lot of talent, but we were just a lot of just young bucks trying to change our organization. But it wasn't just about changing our organization. It wasn't just about, it was about getting out in the community and helping each other and, family and community and football and God and everything. It was everything, kind of like cross the T's and dot the I's type of thing. It wasn't just X's and O's. And that was, because of our mentor and unbelievable coach, Coach Dungy, for my first 6 years.
Let's move back to football. I just wanted to cover that in case we ran out of time. But just wanted to know, based on your emotion there, everyone that helped you and helped to lift you up, what kind of man did that make? Not player, man.
Yeah, I'm still trying to be in the community and help others, fulfill their dreams today. You know what I mean? I was, with the foundation, and then I was head coach of a high school for 12 years, 3 years ago, and I was coaching my son, and then I stayed 6 years after that, and that's what helped me, I think, most in my life after playing football, because I was down and out.
In what way?
I mean, when you play something for so long, right? Sure. And you play at the highest level, and the game was taken away from me from an injury and stuff like that, and then I got to be able to coach kids, and just like everybody that's set up there today and realize that if you play sports and you've helped others, and what it does for your mental state of mind, and with the gratitude and the satisfaction you get for helping others trying to achieve their dreams and their goals in life, and trying to get to somewhere that I realize that I've been, and helping them get to their destination too. And it's just, but and just trying to give back to our youth in the matter of that everybody else gave back to me.
We'll end on this note. You mentioned your family and all the people that supported you. What about your teammates and coaches?
No, I mean, I probably had numerous conversations in this room tonight about, especially over there doing interviews, it's like, what do you remember? I'm like, my teammates. That's all I remember is my locker room. The guys that went there, we weren't bigger than each other. We supported each other. We picked each other up. Just everything you hear. But it was stronger than that. It was a brotherhood that it never goes away, and even to today. I mean, it's just like we're always there for each other, supporting each other's charity events. We're there for each other in any which way is possible, and it's just the Buccaneers gave me that. You know what I mean? And why they brought me to Tampa to be with this great team and to be a part of, the best thing about coming, I didn't go to a Dallas or a San Francisco where they had all these championships already, right? We came a group of guys leading by Coach Dungy that mentors, that made us grow up with the Sapps, the Lynches, the Brookses, the Barbers, and all those guys that you hear about nowadays that are Hall of Famers and everything. We were just one in the locker room. There was nobody bigger than us. And you couldn't come into our locker room if you're a free agent, and if you didn't understand how it was going to be done. If you didn't know how to play buck ball, and you didn't know how to be a one person, one team, one unit, you weren't bigger than the game. If not, you got ran out of there. And that's how we played, and that's how we won it. And we started from 96, going, where did we go? 0-10 first, and then when last 0-8, and last
it runs together.
6 out of 18. So we went 6-10. We went to in 97, and we went to the playoffs. We thought we were bigger in our britches, and then we didn't make the playoffs 98, and then 99 NFC Championship game. Next thing you know, 3 years later, we're winning the Super It was just an unbelievable journey.
Absolutely. As a personal comment, it'll be a crying shame if you don't make it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. With everything you've done, all of your accomplishments, the way you revolutionized the game in a lot of aspects. So,
thank you.
And congratulations on tonight.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
Great seeing you.
You're fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, what an extraordinary evening it's been. Tonight, we've celebrated not only the achievements of our remarkable inductees and honorees, but the enduring spirit, resilience, and passion that defines Florida's rich sports heritage. To our inductees, your stories remind us why we have the Florida Hall of Fame, to honor excellence, inspire future generations, and preserve the legacy of those who have shaped sports in our great state. Your accomplishments both on and off the field will continue to motivate young athletes and uplift communities across Florida. A heartfelt thanks to Pam Oliver, our MC. What a great job. We just really love this format, and we thank Pam for hosting. Thanks to our partners, sponsors, members, and distinguished guests for your commitment and support. Your dedication ensures that we can continue this important mission year after year. And to my Florida Sports Hall of Fame board members, our event leadership, and many volunteers who work tirelessly behind the scenes, thank you for making this celebration not only possible, but unforgettable. And finally, to everyone who joined us this evening, your presence honors the legacy of sports in Florida and the incredible individuals we celebrate tonight. So we look forward to seeing you again next year. Until then, we wish you safe travels, good health, and a continued love for Florida sports. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, and everybody have a good night. I'm sorry, could we have all the inductees come back to the stage, please, for a photo and get your awards?